Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. Thank you for joining me for this late night broadcast as we head to the final week of Year 4 of the FSBL. It's the Penn and Chase Push, and we come to you live from Chicago. It's a night game at Wrigley, where the Pittsburgh Pirates visit the Chicago Cubs. The slumping Pirates have managed to win the last game of that series against the Cardinals that got them where they needed to be to enter this series against the Cubs in control of their own destiny, 2 games out of a 3-game series with 6 games to play on the season. They control their destiny here against the Cubs, but it'll be a tough haul. They will start off against Rick Russell. Russell 7-14, a 4.25 ERA. The Cubs feeling like they only need one of these 3 to put themselves in a fairly safe position, decided to not adjust their rotation heading into the series. So Rick Russell, the number 5, gets the start. He will face Fred Clark to get things started. Resident Pirates fan Beatles Eternally tunes in. Good to see you, my friend. Let's play 2. That is overly ambitious at this time of night, but we will gladly get 1 in. Hope you are well, sir. First pitch is fouled off, and we're underway here in Chicago. Sinker from Russell on the outside corner. He's ahead 0-2. Russell offers again. Sinker there is fouled off. This NL Central has just been a bizarre division, frankly, this year. Everybody around 500, even the Brewers, the Reds now, who have fallen into the cellar, are really only 8 games out. They're mathematically eliminated, but nobody stunk. Just nobody was good either. A ton of mediocrity. The 500 mark has drawn a crowd as Clark grounds out to get things started. Your Pirates lineup, Clark, Sanguin, and the rookie Roberto Clemente. Stargell, Bob Elliott, and Jake Stenzel. Jay Bell, Neil Walker, and Jake Beckley. Round things out for the Pirates, the number 10 offense in the National League. Pirates, again, right around that 500 mark, as everybody has been, just kind of doing it a little bit with mirrors, but the Pirates' pitching has held up well. Manny Sanguin steps in here. Sanguin batting .276. Deacon Phillip will get the start here, and this one has been very strong. Ed Morris and Babe Adams have also been very solid. The Pirates' bullpen has been a bit shaky, which has hurt. And you see that 10th-ranked offense. But again, pretty much everybody in this division has had weaknesses, and the best roster top to bottom, the Cardinals, as far as talent goes, had a miserable first half, clawed their way back into contention here in the second half, but it appears they're just going to run out of time. 3 games back of the Cubs here. Again, 6 games remaining. But unlike the Pirates, the Cardinals don't have a head-to-head matchup where they can gain ground themselves. The Cardinals will need to go on a tear this final week and get some help. Sanguin pops it up in the shallow left. Allen goes out a considerable amount, but puts it away for out number 2. So that'll bring up the rookie, Roberto Clemente. I love it says career high for a rookie. What else would it be? Everything's a career high. 278, 22 homers, 77 RBIs. Clemente took a little while to get acclimated. He was down in the 240s or so around the All-Star break. But he ended up being the July Rookie of the Month in the National League, hitting .387. You'll see he is tied for first in the National League in doubles with 51. So an up and down season, but overall a very good start to the career of Roberto Clemente, who figures he is only going to get better in the years ahead. Sinker misses down and in from Russell. Trying to bury that sinker in early. 2-1 pitch. Clemente chops it to third. Santo cuts across, makes the play, throws to Cavaretta, and the side is retired. So the Pirates go down in order. Cubbies coming up here from Wrigley. Pirates nothing. Cubs nothing. Lang, Cavaretta, and Hack due up. On the hill, Deacon Philp, a very strong season, 12-8, a 2.82 earned run average for the Deacon. Still 8 losses, though. Again, that's a testament to the Pirates' erratic offense this season. 12-8 at 2.82. Deacon has certainly deserved a better mark than that on the season. Here's Bill Lang leading things off for the Cubs, batting .298. You see the Pirates 2 back in the NL Central, 3.5 back in the wild card. The wild card race in the National League is jam-packed. The Phillies and the Giants are very safe in their positions. The Braves have fallen off and have gotten themselves into a situation, even though they're the first wild card right now, where nothing is assured yet for Atlanta, although they came up with a big win in their series finale of the Mets over the weekend. But there is potential for chaos here in the final week of the season in the National League. 1-2 the count as Philip works to Lang. Fastball up and in is popped up, going out on it. Neil Walker puts it away in shallow right for out number 1. Your Cubbies lineup, Lang, Cavaretta, and Hack. The rookie Bill Nicholson, 4th in the National League in homers. Ron Santo batting 5th, Ian Happ bat 6th. Baez, Hartnett, and Dowling round things out for the Cubs. Here's Phil Cavaretta. Cavaretta has cooled off. He's down to 269. 12 homers, 45 RBIs. A solid season, but Cavaretta was up in the 290s for much of it. First pitch from Philip is fouled off. Sinker there, fouled off as well, and the count goes to 0-2. Deacon fires, misses up high. Been working pretty quickly here. Snaps off a curveball there, down in the dirt. The count goes to 2-2. Fastball up and in. Cavaretta swings and misses. Deacon Philip has his first strikeout of the ball game, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the first. That is a very good spot to put a pitch. Tough for a hitter to do anything there. Up and in, but still on the edge of the plate. Can't just take it. Here's Stan Hack. Hack, another very solid season. Batting .292, puts that one just outside of third. That was not foul by much. Hack tried to lash one the other way. Almost had himself an extra base hit. Instead, he's in an 0-1 hole. Oh, fastball up in the zone. Fouled off. Hack made his second All-Star appearance this year. Beatles notes properly. Stan Hack is tough, and he is. But so is the Deacon, who gets him to pop out the short to retire the side. So both sides go down in order. We head to the second, and a lovely night at Wrigley Field. Pirates nothing, Cubs nothing, in a battle for the NL Central. Here's Willie Stargell. Stargell tied for 9th in the National League with 31 homers, 272, 79 ribbies on the year. Rick Russell goes to work. Sinker at the knees for strike 1. Todd B joins us. Nice pillbox Pirates, yes. Yes, the old school. I will virtually never put a team in a modern uniform, just because it's fun. I don't really have anything against modern uniforms, but I always like going back. Cubbies wearing their 1982 unis, although they really haven't changed much between then and now. I don't really think. Cubs unis are classic. Classic sinker there. Strikes out Stargell, and there's one away. So Russell here in the very early going, clearly just trying to bear that sinker down on this Pirates lineup. So far, 4 batters in, he's fared well. Here's Bob Elliott. We talk about how the Pirates' offense has been up and down this year. A big part of it has been this man, Bob Elliott, who won the National League batting title a year ago. He is batting .249 this season. Oh, 1 pitch from Russell. Fastball misses up and in. One offering, another sinker, and another swing and miss. One-two pitch. Ground ball outside third. Big Daddy keeping the ball down here for the Cubs. Another sinker, and that one's pulled down the line. That's a fair ball. Cut off down the left field line. He's going to go for two anyway. Throw to second, not in time. So it's a one-out double for Bob Elliott, and the Pirates have a runner in scoring position here in the top of the second. Todd knows, love the attention to detail in this game, like the dirty batting helmet. Exactly, and that's why the little stuff, like the between innings uniform glitch thing, annoys me so much. Their attention to detail is so great in so many regards. There's just some stuff that's like, how did you do all these other things right and miss that? I know it's cosmetic. I know it doesn't really impact the game, but it's just kind of a frustrating one. Again, not that they're betting on people sitting here broadcasting their games on a YouTube channel. Like I get that, but even so, that's just a quality control thing. Right? That had to come up during testing, but yeah, exactly. And then they miss other simple things. That's the like I said, the uniform glitch. Guy showing up in the wrong uniform on the highlight placard between innings. It's just like, how in the world did you botch that? Fastball swung on and missed. So Russell bounces back after surrendering the double to Elliott. The fan Stenson. That'll bring up Jay Bell. We fans notice that stuff. Exactly. Well, it's also just the part of it, the game it's so great presentation-wise that when it messes up something presentation-wise, it just really jumps out. Cutter on the inside corner. Russell is ahead 0-2. That's just beautiful. It's just a beautiful looking game. The ballpark and everything. And I'm sure that now, again, I'm 3 years old in this game. This is the show 22. I'm sure they look even better now. Beautiful cutter from Russell. Gets Bell looking. So Russell bounces back after allowing the one-out double to Bob Elliott. Strikes out the next two to get out of the jam. We head to the bottom of the second here at Wrigley. Pirates nothing, Cubs nothing. Nicholson, Santo, and half due up for Chicago. So here is Bill Nicholson, the slugging rookie. .232, obviously not where he wants it, but 36 homers, fourth in the National League, and 75 RBIs. The Cubs, through the first 3 years of the FSBL, other than Bill Lang doing a nice job average-wise out in center field, the Cubs had virtually no production from their outfield through the first 3 years. But Nicholson and Andy Pafko, who is sitting out today, but both of them have become solid contributors to this offense. And it's really changed the complexion of the Cubs. It's funny, the National League has so many teams here in the FSBL that are kind of because the Pirates are another of them, the Braves are another of them, who have so many great guys who haven't come on yet. Beatles could list a laundry list of his Pirates guys who aren't even in the league yet. The Cubs have, Ernie Banks and Billy Williams, Sammy Sosa, Ryan Sandberg. None of those guys are here yet. So it's just when you see a team start to kind of get a jump. The Cubs had such a bad outfield before this season. That little bit of a jump in a fairly tightly packed division can certainly change the fortunes. 1-1 the count here. Split works to Santo, who puts one in the hole. Backhanded play. Tough play by Bell. Nicely done, and he gets him. Beautiful job by Jay Bell, ranging deep into the hole to rob Ron Santo of a base hit, and there's 2 away. Beautifully done by Jay Bell. So here's Ian Happ, 272, 13 homers, 39 RBIs. Fastball in for a called strike. And we mentioned the Cubs not changing their rotation heading into this series. Again, they do have a 2-game lead in the division. Fergie Jenkins pitched yesterday against the Brewers, so the Pirates will miss Jenkins. Oh, a diving attempt. Can't come up with it. So that's going to be a double for Ian Happ. His 23rd double of the season. Put out slicing to left center. Jake Stenzel lays out. Gets a glove on it, but can't come up with it. And now the Cubs have a 2-out base runner in scoring position. Here's Javi Baez. Baez batting .251. Curveball swung on and missed. Pulled badly. 12 homers, 43 RBIs on the year for Baez. Oh, sinker rides inside. A terrible swing from Baez there. He's in an 0-2 hole. Ball there. Baez gets a piece to stay alive. The American League side of the ledger is set. It's just a matter of seeding at this point. The American League Central, the Twins, I believe, have put the Tigers to bed there. The Twins went 6-0 against the Detroit Tigers in September. They overtook them for the division. The Twins have gone 22-3 since August 24th. We'll get back to the American League side in a minute. Deacon Phillip goes through the second, gets out of the jam. We'll head to the top of the third. Neil Walker will lead off against Rick Russell in a scoreless game at Wrigley. So the Tigers led that American League Central from the jump and led it until 2 weeks into September. And the Twins chased them down. And the Tigers made the big trade deadline deal. They brought in Andre Dawson. Dawson performed very well for them after not doing a great job for the Expos, who basically sold off all their key pieces to kind of rearrange the deck chairs. And Dawson was playing great for the Tigers, and then Dawson broke his ankle. And the Tigers are now just kind of floundering. They've still got their great pitching. And the Tigers have made the postseason. Tigers and Twins are both making the postseason, so it's not a matter of that. But you'd much rather have the division title than be forced into a one-and-done wild card game against the Red Sox, who are playing very well. Sinker misses away. 2-2 the count here as Russell works the ball. Russell has just done a terrific job keeping the ball down here in the early going. Sinker off the plate. Walker lunges for it and gets a deep. So again, on this final week, again, traditionally, the way I run the FSBL is we sim through until the weekend. And then I do the best AL game of the weekend and the best NL game of the weekend. Those are our games of the week, and we go that way. That's how we get through the season. This final week of the regular season, I'm going to go through each day of the week and do one game. Not one game from each league, just one game. And it's really probably going to focus here on this NL Central. Although the Mets are still in the hunt for the wild card. The Dodgers are in position for the wild card. The Diamondbacks still are. So there may be a couple of other games, but I'll probably at least do one of the other two games in this series. And that's kind of how we'll carry it through to the end, and then it'll be time for the fourth FSBL postseason. Jake Beckley getting the start at first base today. Beckley, after a miserable early season that saw him relegated to bench duty, so Louis Stargell moved to the first base role. A little bit more of a rotation going on in this Pirates outfield. Beckley has gotten his average up to a moderately decent 249. He's hitting down around 200, 249 starts to look pretty good. 2-1. The count here as Russell delivers. Fastball misses up high. Your presumptions in the two leagues are the Yankees and A's with a rematch in the ALCS and the Phillies and Giants in the NLCS, a matchup that everybody thought was going to happen last year until the Dodgers upset the apple cart when they knocked out the Phillies in the division series. But the Phillies have home field advantage through the playoffs in the National League. 2 away here as the order turns over. Beckley bounces back to Russell. Fred Clark steps in. But I'm not sure if there's anybody who would win, honestly, other than whoever comes out of the NL Central. Who would shock me if they got something going. I mean, the Tigers' pitching is so good, as badly as they've played down the stretch here in September and blowing the division. That pitching could shut you out for a series. Down the right field line, Clark sends it, it falls in, bounces against the wall. That could be extra bases. Nicholson's throw comes in. But it's a 2-out double for Fred Clark, and the Pirates have a runner in scoring position. 26th double of the season for Clark. Here's Manny Sanguin. Sanguin is 0 for 1. The Cubs have never made the postseason through the first 3 years of the FSBL. Maybe they just don't know what they're getting into. I have more faith that it'll be Phillies and Giants than I do that it'll be the Yankees and A's. I would not be surprised to see one of those two get kicked off. As good as they are, between the Twins just playing at an unconscious level right now. They just are not making any mistakes. They get big hits every time it seems like they need them. Their pitching is doing well. Sanguin loops one over the mound, one hopper at short, picked at short by Dowling, who throws him out. And Russell gets out of the jam. Midway through the third, here at Wrigley, Pirates and Cubs still scoreless. Here is Gabby Hartnett, and Hartnett has had a miserable go. His power has gotten going in the second half. He's up to 18 homers, but 204 for Gabby Hartnett. Hartnett had a very strong season a year ago, and he's kind of gone in the tank here. If you had said before the season that Gabby Hartnett would hit 204 and the Cubs would still be atop the division, people would have told you were nuts. Little did anyone know that this division was going to be as mediocre as it has been. Hartnett promptly bounces out to first. Beckley takes it to the bag himself, and there's one away. Here's Bill Dowling. Dowling batting .239. Hitting lefties well, not so much against righties. Only .212 against right-handers. 8 homers, 31 RBIs on the year. Todd asked, does this game have a progressive type encyclopedia type thing? Here's what's frustrating about that. The game tracks all this stuff internally, but you can't access all of it, if that makes sense. Like, so it'll have like the award histories. Unfortunately, I select awards differently than the game does because I think the game is a little wonky with some of its award suggestions. But like it'll track the award winners for past years, which is great. You can scroll back on individual players and it will track their stats for their career, but it doesn't keep transactions beyond the current year that you're in. So like you can't look up a player's trade history or move history Oh, smoke down to third, but Elliott, a self-preservation snag down at third for the out. And the side is retired. We'll head to the top of the fourth. It's still scoreless here at Wrigley. And it's kind of akin to the game tracks splits, for example. But on the player stat sheet, you can't see the splits. And the only time you get access to a player's split total, you can see his split rating. But like to see a player's average during a particular season against right-handers or lefties, you can only see it if it pops the graphic up in the game. You can't actually go to the player's page and see that stat. It's like you're tracking it. Why can't I actually look at it for everybody? Again, just another one of those things that's like, we can do something really cool here, but your using it effectively is not exactly it's not being carried out in the best fashion.
Number 8.
Russell continues to roll. He gets Clemente looking one away. Here's Stark. I'm trying to remember now if on the awards thing, because I don't remember there being a scroll bar. I'm not sure if it just shows you the last 3 years of award winners. It might. But like it doesn't track stuff like no-hitters, for example. It doesn't save stuff like that. If a player wins a home run title or something like that, it doesn't denote that on their player card. It'll track it, and it may pop up a couple years from now. Hey, he was the 2024 home run champion or whatever. So again, it does it, but it's erratic in what it allows you to see on a regular basis. Like there you see it mentions the Elliott won last year's batting title. And 10 years from now, if Elliott's still in the league, it'll still say Bob Elliott 2024 batting title, won the batting title, which is great. But it doesn't show you the leaderboards going back years once you move on to the next season. So Elliott, left holding kindling, pops out to Cavaretta as Russell just continues to chew through this Bucks lineup. We head to the bottom of the fourth. It's still scoreless here at Wrigley.
The first baseman, number 44.
Deacon Phil throwing well in his own right. Here's Phil Cavaretta. Fly ball to right field. Clemente is underneath it. Puts it away for out number 1. God knows he sawed him off. Yeah, and then some.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Dan Hack.
Elliott's going to try to light that kindling on fire for this Bucks lineup. They haven't been able to do too much as of yet. Neither of the Cubbies, though. Here's Hack. He's 0 for 1. The ball misses outside. Sinker there is fouled off. One and one the count. Fastball up in the zone. It's fouled off again. It's off the head 1-2. 40 pitches so far. 9 balls, 31 strikes from the Deacons. He is going right at the Cubbies to this point. Ground ball to short. Bell charges, has it, throws the first, and there's 2 away.
The batter, number 43.
Nicely done there by Jay Bell. Here's Bill Nicholson. Nicholson struck out his first time. Fastball, fouled off. You see the Red Sox, a 1.5 lead on the Tigers for the wild card. For the top wild card spot. Again, both those teams will make it. Red Sox really want to hold on to that home game for the wild card. 1-2 the count to Nicholson. Sinker rides away. Rocks and fires. Sinker there. Out of the zone. Nicholson chases a little bit down low and fouls it off. Giants need one more win for another 100-win season. And Nicholson, deep drive, forget that. That ball is way out of here. Bill Nicholson, the rookie, strikes again with thunder. 37th home run of the year for Bill Nicholson. And the Cubs take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Santo greets him as he crosses the plate. But this ball was struck with authority. 4-15. As Nicholson puts it into the seats out in right center. And all the Deacon could do is watch it fly out. So 1-0 Cubbies. 2 down, Santos steps in. Their good friend, FAC Sports Desk with Paul joined us. How are you, Paul? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming by. Santo grounded out his first time up. Good curveball there from Philip, and the count goes to 1-1. Sinker down and in. And Santo deep to left, back-to-back jacks for the Cubbies. Santo tees off. So Deacon, who was throwing so well through the first 3 innings, and the Cubs bullpen, watching Dirty Dick Didro get down and dance is kind of funny. Santo goes deep to left. Back-to-back jacks from Nicholson and Santo, and the Cubs send the crowd at Wrigley into a frenzy. It's 2-0 Chicago. It's been a down year from Santo after a very strong rookie campaign, but he got all of that one. Both homers coming with 2 outs. Now here's Ian Happ. Happ is 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. Slash foul. One pitch. Skied to center. Stenzel is camped out underneath it. Puts it away. And the side is retired. But the Cubs get back-to-back homers from Nicholson and Santo. We head to the top of the 5th at Wrigley. Pirates got work to do if they try to chase down the division-leading Cubs. It's 2-0 Chicago. So here's Jake Stenzel. Stenzel struck out his first time up. Rick Russell has looked very, very sharp. Big Daddy coming up in a big game for the Cubs. Fastball there is a called strike. Russell delivers. Sinker missed. Oh, sorry, no, that's a called strike. That's my fault. Down and in, the count goes to 0-2. Michael pulls that fastball foul. Willie Mays leading the National League in batting. He is at 362 right now. Richie Ashburn, the only guy close to him. Mays trying to track down teammate Roger Connor and have a shot at the Triple Crown. Mays leads the league in homers. He passed Connor there. 2 guys with 50 homers for the Giants. That's the first time that's happened in the FSBL. Shot to right, going for 2, trying to stretch it. He's a dead duck. Stenzel gets overly aggressive there. Nicholson, who does not have a great arm but had plenty of time, put that one on the money. And Stenzel trying to get something going for the Bucks. Instead, hurts them with the first out of the inning. Here's Jay Bell. Bell is 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up. See, Mays trails Connor by 9 RBIs in his quest for the Triple Crown. Fastball is a ball strike. Does figure, barring something absurd, that Mays will win his second MVP title in FSBL history. Ground ball there to short. Dallin throws it out. Mays was the year 2 most valuable player as well in the National League. Chuck Klein and the Phillies took home the honor in year 3. Here's Neil Walker. Walker is 0 for 1. Cutter off the plate. Right, Todd asked before if we have if there's an encyclopedia feature for MLB The Show, and the encyclopedia for the FSBL is actually Dwayne Martz. Dwayne remembers some stuff that happened in this league that I sometimes forgot. Shot down the third base line, foul. One and 2 the count. Hartnett sets up inside. That one is up in the zone, hit fairly deep out the center. Going back, Lang will get there, puts it away. And the side is retired. So Russell continues to cruise. We're midway through here at Wrigley. Cubs 2, Pirates nothing. Here's Baez. Baez struck out his first time.
Leading off for the Cubs.
Blue Jays lead the Red Sox 4-2 in Boston, but Ted Williams has hit his 40th home run of the season. That's a career high for the Splinter. He's having his best season in the FSBL. After 3 excellent seasons, but this has been his best. Curveball swung on and missed. And Deacon Phillips chews up Javi Baez for the first out.
The batter, the catcher, Gabby.
Pulled badly there on the breaking ball. Here's Hartnett. He's 0 for 1. With Gehrig leading the American League in homers at 48. Gehrig trying to take home his second straight most valuable player award. That's a crowded field in the American League this year. Out to left, Clark ranging over. He's not going to get there. He'll have to play that on a couple of hops. Gabby Hartnett dunks a base hit in the left.
Now batting, number 56.
Hits have been hard to come by, but Hartnett gets one there. 1 out, 1 on. Here's Bill Dallin. Dallin is 0 for 1. Todd was bad year for Hartnett. Yeah, he was very good last year. But he had a sophomore jinx here. Runner goes, and I guess they ran a hit and run there. Somebody missed a sign. Because Gabby Hartnett, not exactly who you should be stealing a base with. So they try to hit and run. Dallin misses, and Hartnett at that point is dead to right. Sanguin throws him out, and there's 2 away. Curveball, Dallin misses, and the count's now 0-2. Ground ball to second, right at Walker. Throws the first, and the side is retired. So we are through 5 here at Wrigley. The Cubs looking to put themselves in control completely of their own destiny at this point. That's not really the right phrase there, but the Cubs, if they can push the Pirates to 3 games back with only 2 head-to-head games left and 5 games remaining in the season, the Cubs will have to feel pretty good about things. Getting a huge start here from Rick Russell, who has been outstanding. Here's Jake Beckley. Beckley is 0 for 1. Lead off the top of the 6th. problem is for any of these teams in the NL Central, Mets, Dodgers, and Diamondbacks are all ahead of them. Even though it's jam-packed, it's only like 3 or 4 games. They're all jam-packed ahead of them for that second wild card position. So if you don't win the NL Central, you might not make, odds are pretty good, you're not going to make the playoffs. Here's Fred Clark as the top of the order rolls over. On away at Russell. Buries another sinker. Ooh, borderline pitch there. Russell doesn't get the call. The crowd here at Wrigley doesn't like it. Neither does Russell, but he just gets back to work. Keeps his composure. Buries another sinker away at the knees. Only one inning of more than 14 pitches for Russell. He has been in complete command to this point. That one is lashed out to left field for Clark. That's a base hit. We'll see if Clark decides to test it, and he doesn't. Happ gets the throw into second. It's a lead-off base hit for Fred Clark. Here's Manny Sanguin. Sanguin is 0 for 2. Butter at the knees for strike one. Sanguin is popped out and grounded out. Fastball, this is blowing away. Russell, the portly right-hander. Time Rick Russell's career was done, he filled out a uniform like a lump of mashed potatoes, but a very nice career for Rick Russell. Sinker there, Manny Sanguin fouls it off. Rick Russell, or our good friend Chris Slovic, is always happy to tell me. Russell grew up like down the road from him, like one town over from where Slovic grew up. Runner was off on the pitch. Sanguin grounds it to short. They'll have no chance at second, and there's 2 away. So the Pirates again with a 2-out base runner in scoring position. Here's Clemente. Clemente is 0 for 2. He had struck out and grounded out. Big spot here. First pitch slider is in for a called strike. Clark runs fairly well at second. He should score on almost any single. Russell deals. Clemente, sinker buried in, fouls off. Your Hoggers team. Wow. John Kruk on that squad, too. 0-2 the count. Russell deals. Fastball up and in. Up and away, I should say. Clemente doesn't offer at it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Clemente lines it to right, but Cavaretta snares it. So Clemente hits that one on the screws, but Cavaretta picks it off, saves a run, robs Clemente of a hit. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 2-0 Cubbies.
Leading up for the Cubs.
What was David Wells' nickname? Boomer.
Number 0.
Boomer was David Wells' nickname. What a fat jackass that guy was. But I digress. Ground ball to second. Walker throws the first, and there's 1 away.
Now batting, number 44.
Fat Jackass is a better nickname, actually. Here's Cavaretta. Cavaretta is 0 for 2. Fastball from Deacon Phil misses up high. 1-0 in the count. Deacon delivers. shot. Right field, hooking. That'll find the seats and foul ground. One and one, the count. Curveball. Ooh, a big looping curveball from the Deacon. Falls in for strike two. 1-2, the count. Fastball is fouled off. Deacon Phillip has been excellent in this one. Gave up back-to-back jacks to Nicholson and Santo. Pretty much the only blemishes on him, but it has him in a 2-0 hole. I'm sure you do, Todd. Do it, do the count. Line shot to second. Walker gets it before it hits the ground. They say he caught that one clean, and there's 2 away. So here's Stan Hack. He's 0 for 2. He's popped down and grounded it. Sinker there, misses down low. One offering. Misses away, 2-0. Misses down low, 3-0. It's funny, Mel Ott has 102 RBIs. It's been a very quiet season for Ott. Connor has had such a great season. It's kind of been like grouped like Connor and Mays, and you forget that Mays and Ott have dominated this league for 3+ years. Mel Ott just quietly driving in 100 runs for the third or the fourth straight time. Fastball in there, it's a ball and strike. Full count. Deacon Phillip working the Stan Hack. Line shot to left. Bar coming on. He'll get there. Puts it away, and the sign is retired. So Deacon Phillip continues to keep the Pirates in it, but the offense hasn't done a thing. We head to the 7th. 2-0 Cubs.
Leading off the pitcher, the designated hitter, number 8.
Here's Willie Stargell. Stargell is 0 for 2. Russell has fanned him twice. This ball there is a call and strike. Bullpen action going. Dick Kidrow and Rick Sutcliffe, pair of right-handers, throwing in the Cubbies bullpen. And Russell has been on cruise control, but the Cubs are going to be prepared. Curveball there. Stargell fouls it off. Oh, 2 offer. Up high with the slider. Tried to come up and in on it, but it rode a little bit too far inside. 1-2 the count. Stargell rips that one. That's going to be extra bases for Willie Stargell. That's going to the wall. Nicholson digs it out of the ivy. Stargell will pull in at second with a stand-up double to open up the top of the 7th for the Pirates as they look to make the stand here. 25th double of the season for Willie Stargell. That one was hit on a rope. Nothing Nicholson could do there. So he was a little bit slow to react to that one off the bat. Nicholson, not a great outfielder, but he wouldn't have had a chance at Stargell there anyway. But here's Elliott. He's 1 for 2. Elliott lines one foul. Oh, and 1 the count. Russell delivers. Elliott, high fly ball in the center. That's hit pretty well. Going back on it is Lang. He'll get there. Puts it away. Stargell's going to tag. Here comes the throw to third. It will not be in time, and Willie Stargell gets into third. So a 1-out base runner now 90 feet from scoring. Stenzel is 1 for 2. All right, hold on. I want to reevaluate this from the from the Pirates' perspective here. Again, the Pirates just they can't really afford losses. Like they're really kind of in that spot. I mean, Stenzel has had a fine year, and he's better against righties than lefties actually, and he's got a hit on the day. Carey's only hitting 229. Wills is only hitting 203. The only real argument is Van Slyke, who's a lefty, with kind of the same numbers. A little bit more on base, a little bit. He's also a better defender. I think we're going to go with Slick here. I think we're going to let Van Slyke pinch hit for Stenzel, even though Stenzel has a hit, which is not something that I frequently do. But I think if you're the Pirates here, you're going to try to get Van Slyke to maybe put one out for you. This is a situation where we'll take the platoon situation.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So Andy Van Slyke will pinch hit for Jake Stenzel. 266, 21 homers, 63 RBIs for the man they call Slick. Now, from the Cubbies' perspective, I don't even think they have. They do have a left. They have Larry. No, they have two lefties. They have French and Marshall. Both been good, actually. Tidrow just got called up. Tidrow's been terrible. Don't be thrown by that ERA. I think he's probably only thrown two and 2/3 innings. So I'm not worried about the ERA for Tidrow. Sutcliffe's thrown a little bit better. I mean, at this point, I don't have a lefty warmed up. You're probably not going to get him warmed up yet. Russell's been good enough here. Russell deserves to stay in this game. He hasn't allowed a run yet. We're gonna stick with Russell here. One out, runner on third. Russell to Van Slyke. Sinker misses down low. It's 1-0. Huge moment here in this one. 1-0 pitch. Cutter misses down low. Russell is maybe getting a bit fatigued over the 90 pitch mark. A lot of weight to carry there. Slider in for a call strike. That's probably just me being too judgy of a fat pitcher. I get it. And at this point, Russell's 24, 25 years old in the game. He wasn't that big yet. And Slyke pulls it down. Two and two the count. Russell delivers. Slyke fouls off the sinker. That was out of the zone. And Slyke chases. But gets a piece and stays alive. 2-2 offering from Russell. And he struck him out with the sinker. Down goes Van Slyke. Huge strikeout for Russell. 2 away. Stargell still stands on third. So now here's Jay Bell. Bell is 0 for 2. One thing, they don't really have shortstop to play for Bell anyway. But Bell's come through with some big hits. Bulls, I think, could actually play shortstop if you needed him to. Yeah, he qualifies at short. But Bell, just remembering from other broadcasts and stuff, Bell has had some big hits here. I'm gonna let Bell stay in and hit. This will be Bell against Russell here. Sinker misses down and away. 1-0 the count. Bell has struck out and grounded out. Bell drives this one deep to left field. Ian Happ's going back. Bell gets a hold and Happ tracks it down and he hits the wall. Oh, terrific play by Ian Happ to rob J. Bell of an extra base hit and save a run. 7 scoreless for Rick Russell. We head to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time here at Wrigley. It's 2-0 Cubbies. So Bell almost comes through with a huge hit there, but Ian Happ tracks it down. Cubs maintain the lead. Here's Bill Nicholson. Nicholson went yard earlier. He went back-to-back with the man in the on-deck circle, Ron Santo. Those are the only 2 runs of the game. So on the inside corner, it's 1-1. Fastball at the knees, 1-2. Fastball rides inside. 2-2 the count. Doak delivers. Hit out to center. Van Slyke coming on. Still coming on. He'll get there. Van Slyke puts it away for out number 1.
The batter, the third baseman.
So that will bring up Ron Santo. Santo 1 for 2. Hit that home run in the 4th, as we mentioned. 24th of the season. So Fields. Santo lines it foul. Delivers. Fastball fouled off. The count goes to 0-2. That one's up and in. One, 2. Center misses down low. Shoot-2 offering. Curveball swung on and missed. Down goes Santo. So Phillips strikes him out, 2nd out of the inning.
Number 8.
Good work here by the Deacon. Again, he has been very good. Russell's just been better so far. Here's Ian Happ. Happ made that terrific defensive play to rob J. Bell in the top half of the inning. Takes a curveball there outside for ball 1. Happ doubled earlier in this one. Appreciate you all tuning in for a little late night broadcast. Glad to get one of those in midweek. Chopper down to first. Beckley takes it to the bag himself. And the side is retired. So down go the Cubs as Deacon Phil continues to throw well. Now it's up to the Pirates offense to try to get something going here in the top of the 8th. Russell at 97 pitches will start the inning. Neil Walker is 0 for 2. He is flown out both times. Fastball misses up and away. One is pulled down. 1-1 the count. Sinker misses away, 2-1. One is lined, into the Cubs dugout. Look out there, Neil Walker. Taking out a row of Cubbies. Down the third base side. Sinker there just misses inside, and the count goes full. Jake Beckley scheduled to hit next. We'll evaluate that situation in a moment. 3-2 pitch from Russell to Walker. High fly ball to center. Going back on it is Lang. Still going back. Short of the warning track. Puts it away. The Pirates have sent a couple of balls to the deepest part of the yard. Hasn't been able to get one over the wall. Beckley is 0 for 2. He has popped out and grounded out. Again, neither of the guys on the bench are hitting any better than Jake Beckley is right now. He's a lefty. We'll let him take the at-bat. Sinker misses away. Max Carey, this has not been good. Not going to put pinch hit bump wills for Beckley here either. Beckley, of course, promptly pops it up. Put away by Hartnett. Quickly just 2 away here in the top of the 8th. So this Pirates offense that has struggled so mightily at times this season, doing it again here in a tough spot. Order turns over. Here's Fred Clark. 2 for 3. He's got a double and a single. Russell at 105 pitches. First pitch fastball is in for a called strike. Blue Jays have opened up that lead over the Red Sox to 8-2. Blue Jays hold on to win that. They will have their first winning season here in the FSBL. That would be win number 82 on the year for Toronto. 0-2 pitch. Sinker misses down low. Back to the mound, and Russell snares it. Rick Russell, nice pick there to retire Fred Clark. And the side is retired. Middle of 8th here at Wrigley. Cubbies clinging to a 2-0 lead. Deacon Phillips' day is done. 7 strong innings for the Deacon. Now here's Roy Fakes. 3-3, a 2.67 earned run average in 66 appearances. Fakes will come on to face Javi Baez. Baez is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice.
The second baseman, Javier Baez.
Ball misses up and in. One 0 pitch. Fourth ball is in for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Fourth ball rides inside. It's 2-1. Ground ball to short, right at Bell. Throws over to first. There's one away.
Now batting, catcher.
So Baez is set aside. That will bring up Hartnett. Hartnett singled his last time up. And after a very strong rookie campaign for Hartnett, he has struggled here in his sophomore. Felipe Vasquez, the lefty. Rick Rhoden, the righty, throwing out in the Pirates bullpen. Just in case base needs some backup. Shot out to right. There's a base hit. Clemente cuts it off. But it's a 1-out single for Hartnett, his second hit of the ball game.
Number 56.
So that'll bring up Bill Dowling. Dowling is 0 for 2. Fastball. This is up and in. I actually want to see something. I think maybe you should run for Hartnett here. Lee Smith. Yes, Todd, as you can see, Smith is throwing in the bullpen. 43 saves on the year for Smith. Hartnett is painfully slow. Johnny Kling isn't quite as good defensively. With the 1-run lead, I might run for Hartnett here. 2-run lead, I think I'm going to let Hartnett stay in. 1-0 pitch from face to Dowling. Fastball is in for a called strike. One pitch. Fastball misses inside. Again, this is the final week of the regular season. This is the first game of a 3-game set. Cubs lead the division. The Pirates trail them by 2 games. 3-1 the count as Face works the down. Misses down low for ball 4. So Face walks him, first and second, 1 away. Here's Bill Lang. Lang is 0 for 3. Rounded out in the 6th. What's coming up? Sorry to keep doing this, but I want to make sure I manage the game properly for both sides here. It was Lang and then two lefties. All right. So you're going to want Vasquez. Vasquez is exhausted. Vasquez has already been burned out in the series. He's the only lefty they got. So we're going to let face Lang. And then probably Vasquez face either of the lefties coming up. First and second, 1 away. 4 balls in, first ball and strike. One the count as Face gets the sign from Sanguin. Delivers. Ground ball second. This could be 2, 4, 6, 3. Double play. And the side is retired. So Face gets out of the jam. Gets the big double play ball to retire the side here in the bottom of the 8th. We head to the top of the 9th at Wrigley. Pirates last stand. They trail 2-0. Wow, the game is going to let... All right, I want to see this. I usually don't like... If the game decides to let somebody stay in a situation like this, I usually don't like taking them out. He's only allowed 5 hits, but he's had 109 pitches. Which just has to have him fatigued. I think you try to put this game to bed if you're the Cubs. Goes against how I usually would do things. It's a weird spot to take him out of this. Wouldn't really be able to do that before he's throwing a pitch. I think you go to Smith here. I think he's going to go to Smith here. And you're saying the pitcher's... And it says the pitcher's tired anyway. It just gave the alert. All right, well, that settles that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so Lee Smith, 43 saves, a 3.61 ERA, and 52 appearances. Lee Smith gets the call to try to close this one out for the Cubs. Russell gassed at the end of 8. They contemplated putting him out there. But they're going to turn to the closer and try to wrap this one up. Your final line for Russell, 8 innings, 5 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts, most importantly, no runs allowed. Check out Deacon Phillips' line. I don't think I ever gave that. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, the back-to-back homers from Nicholson and Santo. Phillips didn't walk anybody either and struck out 5. So again, a terrific performance by the Deacon. He was just out-dueled by Russell. Now, top of the order here. And it's Sanguin. We'll get things started. Sanguin is 0 for 3. Smith delivers. That one's fouled down the first base line. Boss is one of my favorite players of ever, Lee Smith. Yeah, he was a big, nasty dude, man. Slider rides inside. It's 1-1. Sanguin skies it to left. Happ drifts over, comes in a bit, puts it away for out number 1. So now here's Clemente. Clemente is 0 for 3. Lined out his last time up. Pirates hoping to rally here in the top of the 9th. First pitch slider. It's a wicked one for strike 1. Clemente gets on. Stargell would come up. It's the tying run. Smith delivers. Fastball down the middle, and he's ahead of Clemente 0-2. Slider and a fastball. We'll see what Smith offers here. I'm inclined to guess it's going to go that slider away. Hartnett puts the sign down as Clemente waits. Hartnett wants it low. 0-2. Goes with the cutter down and away. Out of the zone. It's 1-2. Hartnett still says, wants everything down here. Down in the dirt. Clemente doesn't go fishing. 2-2 the count. Fastball off the plate, and Clemente takes. So Smith was ahead 0-2. Now the count is full to Roberto Clemente. Smith rocks and fires. Clemente lines it down. He was all over that one. Count stays full. Crowd on its feet here at Wrigley. 3-2 pitch. Gets him with the slider. Clemente chases. That was ball 4 out of the zone. But Smith gets him with another wicked movement slider. And the Pirates are down to their final out. So here's Stargell. Stargell 1 for 3. Again, this doesn't finish the Pirates by any stretch, but it does make things infinitely more difficult for them to chase down the Cubs during this final week. It means they can't catch them in this series, even if they win the next 2. Fastball misses down and in. 2-0 the count. Bob Elliott waits on deck. 2-0 pitch. Stargell chopped to third. Santo picks it, throws to first, and the ball game is over. So the Cubs push the Pirates to 3 games back with 5 games remaining in the season. A sensational performance from Rick Reuschel. Lee Smith closes it out. Back-to-back homers from Nicholson and Santo prove all that the Cubs need. And the Pirates are blanked here at Wrigley 2-0. There you see the Bill Nicholson homer, his 37th of the year. Nicholson, another one of those guys I knew was good, but until I did this project, I didn't realize how good Nicholson was. He brought some thump with him. Ron Santo, everybody knows he's good. There you see a turn on a 4-6-3. Paul says, great game. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Yeah, this was a good one. I love a good pitcher this game. There you see Smith. And there you see the final out. Santo with the pick. Reuschel improves to 8-14. Beaconsfield falls 12-9. Lee Smith gets saved, number 44. Reuschel Player of the Game honors, a no-doubter there. Your final line score, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Cubs. No runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Bucks. And the Nicholson and Santo homers, the only balls to leave the yard, and the only runs of the game. So you know what we're going to do here. I usually don't go out of this screen. I usually end my broadcast. But given that we are in the final week, let's go take a look at where everything sits right now. So we'll get through that day. All right, so the Blue Jays won that game against the Red Sox. That actually hurts the Red Sox because the Red Sox don't lead that wild card by much. Mets get a big win over the Marlins there. That'll help the Mets wild card spot. Wild card push. So we sit, let's focus here on the National League. So the Phillies have already clinched the National League East. They have the best record in the league. They haven't locked that up yet, but I think the tragic number for the Giants there is 1 at this point. So the Phillies pretty much looking like they're going to get home field advantage throughout the postseason. There you see the division. Pirates 3, Cardinals 3.5, Brewers 4.5. The Reds have gone completely in the tank. Good Lord, they've lost 9 of 10. The Brewers have lost 8 of 10. So they're kind of non-factors right now, although Brewers technically are still in the hunt. There you see the Giants have clinched their division at 99 wins. Yeah, so the Phillies' magic number is 1 to secure best record in the National League through the postseason. But here's our wild card picture. The Braves, 2.5 games up on the Mets and Dodgers. The Mets and Dodgers are tied for that second wild card spot. Diamondbacks 2.5 back. The Pirates 4 back of that wild card spot. The Cardinals 4.5. Brewers 5.5. The Marlins have been officially eliminated. You can see just this whole National League, everybody within 5 games of 500. So many of these guys right around 470, 480, 480, 490, 500. So a jam-packed situation there for the wild card. Mets, Dodgers, D-backs with a leg up. And again, the Braves are suddenly not assured of anything as the Braves have had a terrible September. Head to the American League side. Yankees have secured the American League East. The Red Sox have locked up the wild card. Red Sox have actually gone a little bit cold lately. They had played well in September, but they've gone cold. The Twins, again, just unbelievable baseball. 24-4 since August 24th. An absurd surge by the Twins, who are pitching great and getting incredible clutch hitting. They've overtaken the Tigers. They now lead that division by 4 games. 5 games left. That's just 6 games left. But the Tigers are pretty much looking at that wild card spot right now. The A's doing what the A's do, 111 wins. Again, the best team in the American League. 2 World Series appearances in 3 years. And they play in the worst division in baseball. So that's 60-16 in that division. That's a ridiculous stat. The A's just dominate that AL West every season. Wild card picture, Red Sox, 1.5 up on the Tigers. But again, the 5 teams in the American League playoff picture are set. So we will go, make sure there's no injuries there. So we'll go move on to the next day. Again, the American League, none of those games are between 2 teams in the playoff picture. So we're really going to kind of focus on the National League until the final weekend. And then if the Tigers get within striking distance of the Twins, we'll do both of their games on the channel too. Phillies don't need to be watched. Brewers, we're not going to worry about the Brewers yet. Morris and Hutchison, and then Lever and Warnecki. I mean, the Pirates losing this one certainly hurts them. The Dodgers. The Dodgers are playing the A's. I mean, but the A's have clinched everything. I'm not sure which game I'm going to do as of yet, to be honest. I'll do one of these games, but I'm not sure which one I'm gonna do. I may wait and do. Oh, that's only a 2-game. It's only a 2-game set for the Dodgers and A's. All right, we'll see. All right, so I'm not sure which of these games I'm going to do, but I'm going to try to have a broadcast tomorrow as well. Although tomorrow I'm going to have a boxing broadcast on the channel tomorrow night. So I may not get a baseball broadcast in tomorrow. Baseball may take a day off, and then baseball will come back Thursday evening with a live broadcast at night for one of the games on this day on the Ledger. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you, as always, Todd B., our good friend Paul, and Beatles Eternally here in the chat. Greatly appreciate it, gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bang that like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't as of yet. And be good to each other. And we'll talk soon. The Cubs take down the Pirates 2-0 at Wrigley.